The state of Texas had a hold on Emily Culp's driver's license for over a decade.
1, 2, 3. Wow, I really got a lot of tickets.
On the orders of the judges, she was not allowed to renew her license until she paid all her traffic tickets.
I couldn't afford a lawyer at all at that time. I'd just gotten divorced and I was penniless.
In 2021, OmniBase records showed she owed more than $5,000 in fines and fees. Many of the most expensive fines were for when she was driving after a judge put a hold on her license.
I ended up getting pulled over for one of my headlights being out. And I thankfully just got a ticket for that. And I also got a ticket for driving with license invalid on my way to work one morning. And then I couldn't do it anymore. So that's too scary.
And then you just stopped driving altogether. Mm-hmm. Over the years, the hold on Culp's license also led to several arrests for driving without a valid license and warrants for not showing up to the court to address her tickets.
Jail is terrifying. It's terrifying. I never thought I would be somebody that was in jail with next to murderers for not paying a ticket.
Judge Nicholas Chu is a justice of the peace in Travis County.
Forcing somebody to resolve their case because I have their driver's license and you can't get it renewed and you can't go to your job until you plead guilty and resolve it, that's usually the quickest way, just isn't fair, and I don't think it's constitutional.
Chu says many judges follow what he considers best practices, using OmniBase notifications as a way to get defendants to just appear in court. If they show up, he often drops the hold on their license.
Some courts have gotten into certain practices, and those practices led to, number one, not waiving Omni holds or due to indigency. In other words, if you're too poor to afford the fines and fees.
In a 2020 quarterly report from OmniBase, Texas judges reported that happening in less than 1% of cases. While that's just a snapshot of data, it's unclear whether all judges reported accurately, and OmniBase has not responded to our interview requests. Do you think there's room to reform it, to create set laws for how municipal judges and JPs can use the system?
Using it as a weapon, right, doesn't help anybody. Using it as an accelerant, almost a guarantee that they end up with greater fines and possibly for a lot of them who can't afford to pay behind bars, that's not the reason why you should have any element of government.
For the first time in a long time, Culp has no outstanding fines hanging over her. She can finally get her driver's license, but says the system has made her hesitant.
I haven't done it yet because I'm scared.
Why are you scared?
It's really scary, being arrested for things that you never think that you would be. Nobody tells you that when you're on the side of the road, and people are driving by and you're, leaning over the police car in handcuffs, nobody thinks that person is not a bad guy. Like, oh, the police got the bad guy, They don't think, oh, they just got a traffic ticket that they couldn't afford.
OmniBase is headquartered in Austin, but Texas is not the only state to use holds and suspensions on license renewals to force drivers to pay traffic tickets. One justice nonprofit reports more than 30 states have such laws. DPS tells us it does not provide oversight of Texas judges using OmniBase. It only collects the data for its driver's license division. But Josh, the agency's current contract says it will pay a maximum of $50 million by 2024 for that use.
Kelly, the judge and the lawmaker in your story want to reform this system, but who actually supports it?
Well, more than 1,000 courts in Texas use OmniBase. We spoke to a handful of judges who use it as a collection tool. The Texas Municipal Courts Association has also testified in support of it and said any changes would limit judges' ability to use jail time as a tool to deal with Class C misdemeanors and traffic-related offenses. Take a look.
I think that any law has room for improvement. And so if there are things that we can do to improve it, I don't think that's ever a bad idea in looking at them. So often, however, there are unintended consequences of bills and of changes and amendments.
More about possible changes to the law in our full story online, plus find out how often your city or county uses this system. Scan the QR code on your screen now to go to this story in the Texas Politics section of our website. Thanks, Kelly. And thank you again for joining us for State of Texas. I'm Josh Hinkle. We'll be back next week to bring you an in-depth look at Texas politics.